In a world full of noise, distractions, and endless choices, a quiet but powerful shift is taking place. You might not see it in headlines. You might not hear it on mainstream news. But in universities, research centers, tech companies, and high-level professions across the globe, doctors, scientists, engineers, professors, and entrepreneurs are embracing Islam. Not out of pressure, not out of trend, but after deep, personal research. Why are the most educated, those trained to question, analyze, and investigate, quietly turning to Islam? Let's explore this thought-provoking journey. The power of questioning. Education teaches us to ask questions. The more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know. For many highly educated people, the journey to Islam begins with a simple question. What is the purpose of my life? Science can tell us how things work, the laws of physics, the biology of the human body, the chemistry of reactions, but it doesn't tell us why we exist. This thirst for meaning pushes the mind to explore beyond textbooks and research papers, into the realm of philosophy, religion, and spirituality. And in that journey, many discover Islam. Islam and the intellectual mind. Islam is not a blind faith. It's a religion that invites critical thinking. The Quran, the holy book of Islam, repeatedly challenges its readers. Asterisk, do they not reflect? Asterisk, asterisk, do they not ponder? Asterisk. It encourages humans to think deeply about the universe, the self, and the Creator. Many converts describe their first experience reading the Quran as completely different from anything they've ever read. It speaks directly to the heart, but also directly to the mind. For those trained to think critically, this stands out. Islam doesn't fear questions, it welcomes them. Science and Islam. A harmonious relationship. One of the biggest surprises for many scientists and researchers is how compatible Islam is with science. In fact, during the Islamic Golden Age, from the 8th to the 14th century, Muslim scholars led the world in medicine, astronomy, mathematics, and physics. They founded hospitals, developed surgical tools, mapped the stars, and preserved Greek philosophy through Arabic translations. Verses in the Quran speak about the expansion of the universe, the development of the embryo in the womb, the water cycle, centuries before modern science confirmed them. This harmony between faith and science often comes as a shock to those who assumed religion and science must always be at odds. But in Islam, they work hand in hand. The simplicity and clarity of belief. Another reason why educated individuals are drawn to Islam is its simplicity. There is one God. No confusion. No complex trinity. No divine hierarchy. Just pure monotheism, the belief in one, eternal, all-knowing, all-powerful Creator. There are no intermediaries. No confession boxes. No buying of forgiveness. Just you and your Creator, with a direct connection. For minds that seek clarity and logic, this resonates deeply. A complete way of life. Islam is not just a religion of rituals. It's a comprehensive way of life. It gives guidance on how to eat, how to sleep, how to speak, how to treat your parents, your neighbors, your spouse, even animals. There is purpose and balance in everything. Islam emphasizes cleanliness, discipline, community service, charity, and justice. For those who live structured, principled lives, often the highly educated, this framework offers peace, purpose, and harmony. The concept of accountability and justice. In a world where injustice often goes unpunished, Islam offers a powerful concept: ultimate accountability. Whether you are rich or poor, educated or uneducated, known or unknown, every soul will answer to God. Nothing goes unnoticed. This sense of divine justice resonates with people who have seen how flawed human justice systems can be. It gives hope, but also responsibility, to live truthfully, ethically, and purposefully. Stories of real people. Let's hear from real people. Dr. Jeffrey Lang, a mathematics professor and former atheist, accepted Islam after reading the Quran in his university years. He described it as a book that engages your intellect. Yusuf Islam, formerly known as Cat Stevens, was a famous musician who reached fame and fortune, but felt spiritually empty. After reading the Quran, he found peace he never knew before. Lauren Booth, a British journalist and the sister-in-law of former Prime Minister Tony Blair, converted to Islam after a spiritual experience in Palestine. Each story is different. But the pattern is the same. Deep thinking, personal searching, and then discovery. Misconceptions and reality. Many educated people were raised with negative stereotypes about Islam, associating it with violence, oppression, or backwardness. But education also teaches us not to accept stereotypes blindly. Those who dig deeper often discover the truth. They learn that Islam is not a religion of violence, but peace. That Islam itself means submission to peace. They learn that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was a man of mercy, not war. That women's rights, education, and justice were championed in Islamic teachings long before the modern world caught up. They separate media hype from historical reality, and what they find, often, is stunning. Community and identity. In a hyper-individualistic world, many people feel isolated, despite their success. Islam offers not just personal guidance, but a community. The feeling of brotherhood and sisterhood, the shared rituals, the support system, it's something many educated individuals miss in modern secular societies. Whether you're praying in a mosque in Malaysia or in a small gathering in Canada, you feel part of something bigger than yourself. That sense of belonging, rooted in values, is deeply comforting. The silence of the heart ends. So why are the most educated quietly turning to Islam? Because Islam doesn't silence your intellect, it engages it. Because it offers not just answers, but meaning. Because it speaks to the heart, but also to the rational mind. Because it presents a purpose-driven life, balanced, just, and profound. In the end, no amount of education can fill the void of the soul. But for those who search sincerely, with an open heart and a curious mind, that search often ends in Islam. To those watching and wondering, keep seeking. Reflect. Explore. The truth is never afraid of questions. And who knows, maybe the answer you've been searching for all along is waiting quietly in Islam.